Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone, let me introduce myself. My name is Wulan Lestariyanti. My student number is 44251489. I'm from class 44-1E05, Faculty of Communication and Language, Universitas Bina Sarana Informatika. Today, I will present two topics. The first one is about smoking in campus area, and the second one is about adverbs of frequency. Okay, now let's begin with the first topic. It is about smoking in campus area. Smoking is something that we can easily find almost everywhere, on the street, in public places, and even regrettably around our campus. For me personally, I really don't like being near people who smoke. The smell and the smoke make me dizzy and uncomfortable. Sometimes it makes me cough and I just want to move away from them. I think smoking not only harms the person who smokes, but also everybody around them. The smoke spreads entering other people's lungs, and people who breathe that smoke are called passive smokers. It means even if you don't smoke, you can still get the bad effects. That's what makes me worry. And from what I see, there are also some physical signs. People who are often exposed to cigarette smoke usually have darker lips compared to people who never smoke. Their lips look blackish and not healthy. That's a small example of how cigarette smoke can slowly damage our body. As a non-smoker, I'm really uncomfortable when people smoke around me. At the same time, I also respect others' rights. Everyone has their own freedom, including freedom to smoke. However, I believe that freedom should not disturb others. Smokers should respect non-smokers by smoking in designated areas and not in public areas, which include classrooms, hallways, and canteens. Our campus should be a 100% smoke-free zone, including toilets, parking areas, corridors, and classrooms, in order to create a healthy, comfortable, and productive environment. However, not all students are following it in reality. Perhaps as long as the supervision isn't strict enough, they still secretly smoke in certain areas. I believe the campus needs to take further action against those who broke the law, not to give them harsh punishment, but in order to educate them. That is the awareness needed. We need to construct discipline through empathy, understanding, and responsibility. When students realize the negative consequences caused by their behavior, they will start to change by themselves. The effects of smoking are real. Smoking can lead to severe disease such as throat cancer, lung cancer, problems in respiration, heart disease, and even psychiatric disorders. And those who don't smoke but always breathe in secondhand smoke carry the risk nonetheless. It causes damage slowly, but that doesn't mean it is not dangerous. Smoking destroys your life, my life, and their life. Cigarettes are not good, they are poison. So stop. We have to stop normalizing smoking in campus areas. Everyone has the right to breathe fresh and clean air. Let us come together and fight cancer with love. Take care of yourself, protect your friends, and say no to lung cancer. Say no to cigarettes. Let's choose health, choose respect, and choose life. Okay, next I will talk about the second topic, which is adverbs of frequency. Learning objectives. First, understand what adverbs of frequency are. So, learn how to use them correctly in sentence. And last, describe daily routines using adverbs of frequency. Next, introduction. Adverbs of frequency are very common in English. They describe how often an action happens in our daily life. These adverbs help us talk about habits, routines, and time patterns clearly and naturally. Next, definition. Adverbs are an important part of language because they express how an action or a verb is done. When we want to describe how often the action is done, we need to use adverbs of frequency. So, what are adverbs of frequency? An adverb of frequency describes how often an action happens. There are six main adverbs of frequency that we use in English. Always, usually or normally, often, sometimes, rarely, and never. Example of common adverbs of frequency. From always, I always sing quickly when I'm wearing AirPods. From usually, she usually forgets where she put her glasses while they're on her head. From often, we often take photos of food but forget to eat it while it's still warm. From sometimes, she sometimes dances when no one's watching. From rarely, I rarely finish a movie without checking my phone. From never, I never try myself to just scroll for 5 minutes. Position rules. When we use adverbs of frequency, the position is very important. Usually, we put the adverb before the main verb. For example, I always scroll Instagram at night. But when the sentence uses am, is, or are, the adverb comes after it. For example, I'm never late to class. So remember, before the main verb, after to be. Next, sentence pattern. The structure for using adverbs of frequency is quite simple. We can say subject plus adverbs of frequency plus verb word. For example, she usually forgets where she put her glasses while they're on her head. There are two main types of adverbs of frequency, definite and indefinite. Definite adverbs of frequency. Definite adverbs show actions that happen regularly and at clear or exact time. Characteristic tell exact time. Often include words like every, once, twice, daily, weekly. Example, every day, every week, once a month, twice a year. Example sentence, I go jogging every week. Indefinite adverbs show how often something happens in general without giving an exact time. Characteristic, no exact time mentioned. Describe general frequency. Example, always, usually, often, sometimes, rarely, and never. Example sentence, I sometimes forget my key. Adverbs of frequency formulas. Here are some simple ways to use adverbs of frequency in sentence. Number 1. In verbal sentence. If the sentence has a main verb, put the adverb of frequency before the verb. Formula, subject plus adverb of frequency plus verb. Example, I always check my phone before class. Number 2. In nominal sentence. In sentence that used to be am, is, are, was, were, the adverb comes after formula, subject plus to be plus adverb of frequency. Example, we are usually tired after lectures. Number 3. For emphasis. To make it sound stronger or to show emotion, you can put the adverb at the beginning of the sentence. Formula, adverb of frequency plus subject plus verb plus predicate. Example, once I forgot to submit my assignment. Number 4, in questions. To ask how often something happens, use how often at the start. Example, how often do you go out with your friends? Number 5, with modal or auxiliary. When using modal verbs, can, will, must, or auxiliary verbs have, has, am, is, are, was, were, put the adverb after them and before the main verb. Formula, subject, modal, or auxiliary verb, adverb of frequency, main verb. Example, she can usually finish her homework on time. Next, talking about daily routines. We use adverb of frequency to describe our daily activities. For example, I always go to campus at 7 o'clock. I usually take a shower before class. I sometimes help my mom cook dinner. Your sentence show how often I do my routines. Using adverbs make our description more natural and specific. Show how often do you do it. I always check my phone after waking up. I usually have breakfast before class. I often listen to music when I'm bored. I sometimes take a nap after studying. I rarely go out at night. I never forget to brush my teeth. This example shows different levels of frequency, from always to never. We can use them to describe our real daily life. And last, why it's important? Learning adverbs of frequency is important because it helps us talk about habits clearly when we communicate in English. People often ask, how often do you do it? If we know these adverbs, we can answer correctly and naturally. It also helps us write better, essay, or speak more fluently in daily conversation. So, it's not just grammar, it's about expressing your real life clearly. So, that's all about adverbs of frequency. I hope you enjoy my presentation. Thank you for listening. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Bye bye.